What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero here on the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan, and joining me as always is my partner in crime, Mr. Conor Lawler.
You're not going to give me a weird title or a weird job or anything?
Nah, it's weirder now if I don't do that, so I'm playing mind games.
I don't know how to improv off nothing. To be fair, I don't know how to improv off something either.
I was going to say, yeah. I think you just don't know how to improv.
One of these days. So, Shaun, this is Hero Zero. This is the show where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, I normally choose DC characters or DC super pets, as I did last week.
Horrifying report.
A horrifying report that I can only blame the listeners for. But it is your week. You normally do Marvel characters, so I'm excited to know who you've done and if they are as usually batshit insane as most of your reports are.
This one, by definition, isn't insane, I would say. This is a character that was covered ages ago. I think the episode might not exist anymore. But it is on the list of characters that I still have to get through. So, We're talking about him again. I'm talking about a character called Doc Samson, who is a Hulk-adjacent character.
I remember Doc Samson, weirdly. Yeah.
But, like, he's one of my favourite characters because he's just really interesting because he's, like, spoiler, he's strong and has semi-Hulk powers. But he's a registered therapist and he gives therapy to superheroes.
I vaguely remember. I'm very excited to hear about that. But Shaun, if it's your first episode to the people listening, they don't got to do anything. Just don't worry about it. But if it's your second or above, we'd really appreciate 5 stars, a like, a follow, a share. 5 stars still going up on Spotify. Spotify now has the comment thing, so leave a comment on any episode that you'd like. We love reading comments. We can now like them as well, which is always good.
And we can privately dislike them if we want to.
The ones that say you're a dickhead, I like them, but privately he also dislikes them. But look, what can you do? You can't win them all. So if you want to support the show, you can do all that stuff. All the links are down in the description. We have merch as well if you want to get some Heroes for Hire stuff. And we have a Patreon. If you want to support us that way, you can head on over there. This month's movie review that we are going to be doing is Constantine, the 2005 classic with Keanu Reeves.
I would say his magnum opus in terms of acting. I think it never got better than Constantine.
Fantastic hair on the lad in it. Now, he always has fantastic hair, but this is peak Reeves hair. So that is coming out over the weekend. As I said, you get loads of extra content and exclusive content over on the Patreon that you don't get here. But Shaun, enough of that. It is now time for the report. Doc Samson, a man who, if I remember correctly, has long hair.
Yeah, very good.
Is he green? Is he yellow or green or something? And he wears like a red top?
Green hair, red top. You got it.
Yes!
But regular, like, human-coloured skin. Like, not green Hulk skin. Leonard Skivorsky Jr., born and raised in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was of Jewish descent, regularly attended yeshiva with his family, and he was the son of Dr. Leonard Skivorsky Sr., a successful psychiatrist in his own right. So successful, in fact, that this dude's whole practice is he specialises in treating young women and then proceeds to have affairs with them.
It was the 60s.
It was technically fine.
It was a different time. It was the 60s. You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, I'll fucking treat them all right, so I will. Oh jeez, what's it? Oh, she has the madness, does she? Bring her in. Bring her fucking in.
Leave her with me. I'll sort her out.
I'll sort her out there now. Don't you worry.
Yeah. So his dad, absolute dog of a man, just an awful, awful
all
doctor.
Jokes aside, though, his dad is a bit of a dickhead. Yeah,
he's using his position of power and support to sleep with women.
Yeah. Just a cunt. There you go. Go on.
So, Leonard Jr. was nicknamed Samson by his wife because of his long hair. Leonard, at first, because of his father, wanted nothing to do with psychology. However, after going to college, he found he had an interest in it, ended up gaining a PhD in psychology. He then came to one General Thunderbolt Ross, soon to be played by Harrison Ford in the MCU.
He doesn't know he's in that movie.
Not a clue. I want to tell him about Doc Samson and just see what he says. Probably hit me.
He doesn't even know who Thunderbolt Ross is.
No. Not. So he comes with a plan to cure Ross's daughter, Betty Ross, who had recently gotten a blood transfusion from the Sandman, and she was turning into a crystal.
Can I just say a point that I always have a problem with Marvel, and they always seems to be a plot point multiple times. Blood transfusions, but the only blood that they can find is some weird mutated monster man. The Hulk has given blood transfusions. That's how She-Hulk is around.
Yeah.
You have now Sandman. If you need a blood transfusion and say you're in a bit of bother, you're in a dire situation, surely there has to be somebody else than the man made of sand to give you blood.
Very unique blood type, you know.
How many people have so many unique blood types?
Yeah, it's like C negative or something. Like it's a completely. It's only those two.
Only her and the Sandman have.
Yeah, they live 40 minutes from each other. It's wild.
What a coinky dink.
So she was turning into a crystal. Doc Samson.
I forgot that bit.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it.
She's turning into a crystal. That's a plot point. Yeah, please, go on.
So Samson had technicians devise a cathexis ray projector that would drain off gamma particle energy from Bruce Banner while he was transforming into the Hulk, and use that energy to burn the crystalline elements out of Betty's bloodstream. The process would save Betty's life, so she wouldn't be crystal anymore, and it would also, Samson theorised, cure Bruce of the psychological instability that kept him turning him into the Hulk. So he's going to, one sweep, save Betty, cure Bruce, everything's going to be fine.
I have a theory that this won't work, and also it kind of sounds like he's just giving Betty chemotherapy at this point.
It's a little bit of gamma chemotherapy, yeah.
Okay, right. But he's taking it from the Hulk and giving it directly to her. They're standing beside each other like two little pods on a machine.
Yeah, it's a big machine. They're like connected,
of course.
And you can imagine it. Hoping to save Betty and to be cured himself, Bruce Banner willingly participated in the experiment. He's like, yeah, I'm fully on board. The science basically checks out. The ray succeeded in turning Betty Ross back to normal using Banner's psionic energy. However, most of the psionic energy drained from Banner, as well as a considerable amount of excess gamma radiation, stayed within the projector machine. Motivated by scientific curiosity and a subconscious desire to gain powers for himself.
I'll be honest with you, he's starting to sound like his dad. Go on.
So, just you wait. Samson irradiated himself with the energies remaining in the projector. The result was that the slim, brown-haired psychiatrist was transformed into a massively muscled, green-haired superhuman with gamma-boosted strength.
It's the old classic scientist looks at the whatever's in the fucking bottle and just like looks to his left, looks to his right, and he's like, well, there's no point letting it go to waste, and I don't want to try it on anybody else, so I'm going to inject this into myself.
If I don't do it, what if someone bad got a hold of it?
What if it fell into the wrong hands?
I could be trusted with power.
I'm powerful.
So Bruce Banner, the Hulk, was seemingly cured. However, he soon broke emotionally under the strain of seeing Betty, the woman he loved, being romanced by Doc Samson. So Doc Samson in this storyline has taken the Hulk's anger, the emotion of anger, like kind of drained that a little bit through like just taking a lot of his radiation and stuff out of him. Yeah. And then had sex with his wife, but then he's like, well, you can't be mad, I have taken your anger, so really you just gotta, like, it's your fault. But here's the thing, Connor. So, like, the experiment worked. Bruce Banner cannot transform into the Hulk anymore because of what he did. And then now Betty's not his wife, he just has a crush on her, he likes her a lot. What Bruce Banner does, because of Doc Samson, Bruce exposes himself to gamma radiation again, undoing the cure.
Just like, it's so funny. Also, what's Betty doing in this? Surely she's like, I'm gonna stick with like the Hulk.
No, she feels really bad for Samson because she's like, oh, well, you can't fight the Hulk. That's unfair. The Hulk's really strong. And the Hulk is even madder at this.
She's like feeling his biceps. Yeah. But like, he's going to kill you, but you are very muscly, to be fair.
And he for a while lost his power. Doc Samson. He lost like the muscles and the green hair.
Oh, I thought you meant the power of charisma.
No, that you're born with that. Come on,
he's born with that. Go on.
That's passed down from father to son.
He's a snake oil salesman.
However, months later, he regained it when he was exposed to massive amounts of radiation from an exploding gammatron. He has since remained in the Doc Samson form ever since. Big muscle dude, tight shirt, green hair.
What's always fascinated me about Hulk comics is they're always being exposed to gamma radiation and then leaving it for a few months and then being exposed again. The plot point of people in Hulk comics exposing themselves to radiation is almost like maybe a monthly storyline at this point.
Pretty much. Like, it happens. These people, like, it's a terrible curse and they hate being afflicted by the Hulk. But then the Hulk goes away and they're like, okay, I'm going to go hang around gamma again for ages. Yeah,
just for a laugh. I'm going to start drinking this gamma juice.
So the Doc Samson was a nickname for a long time, and he just took that as his moniker then. He worked to capture and permanently cure the Hulk. That's his main focus. He works as a teacher at the Evanson campus of Northwestern University. However, he often neglected his teaching duties anytime he got the opportunity to chase down the Hulk. Because I think he feels really bad that he like fixed him and then fucked up his mind so much that he turned himself back.
Sorry. So he fixed him, then had sex with his wife in front of him.
But we're flirting.
They were flirting heavy.
You're embellishing, but yes.
He was trying the moves on her, right? And so then he's like, oh, I feel bad. As if the Hulk's going to be like, okay, you got me last time, take away my powers again, and you promise? You have to promise that you won't flirt with my wife. Well, look, lad, I wouldn't do a thing.
Because you'll look like Doc Samson, and I'll look like Bruce Banner, and that's not fair.
So of course the Hulk's going to be like, no, why would I agree to that?
During the Superhuman Civil War, this comes up in every Marvel report. You always just have to mention which side they were on. Doc Samson sided with the registered heroes, so sided with Iron Man, and he fought against the Secret Avengers, which is Captain America's side. Right. Shortly afterwards, the Hulk returned from space to seek revenge on the Illuminati. This is a story called World War Hulk, and Doc Samson helped to evacuate the people of New York. Then he battled the Hulk and was imprisoned by his Warbound. So his like crew of alien gladiators that he came back to Earth with. But he has fought the Hulk. Like, if the Hulk isn't too angry, Doc Samson can like stand up to him for a while.
The issue with this is, though, that the Hulk, having seen Doc Samson, would almost immediately become incredibly angry.
He'd remember that time he had sex with his wife.
That is a time that will make him angry. If anything will do it, I think that probably will rile him up.
And then, again, one of my favourite things about Doc Samson, just some of the things he does as a psychiatrist in the Marvel Universe. So following the Skrull invasion, when a bunch of people were unknowingly replaced by Skrulls and people like built relationships with fake people and all this, Doc Samson led a support group for people that had been replaced by Skrulls. So like that Captain America support group in Endgame, that's Doc Samson's kind of role.
See, whenever you say something like that, though, my follow-up question is, how many people in that group did he have sex with?
Well, look, you can look up a picture if you want, and like, all I'm saying.
So your defence is, well, he is class looking.
He is unreal. He's a doctor, Connor.
He's jacked. He's a silver-tongued fox.
Got the long hair going.
Fault. Women are falling all over for him. That's how can he be blamed for being gorgeous?
He has also been trying to help. Do you remember we talked about Penance, or Speedball is his name?
Yeah, vaguely.
Basically the one dude that caused civil war. He blew up a school bus of children. He's been helping Penance to try and cope with his participation in that. He also worked with so Daredevil and Elektra have this army called the Fist, who are like a team of vigilantes who fight the Hand. Most of this organisation is composed of freshly freed supervillains, and Doc Samson helps them to work through their trauma, get to the root of why they're villains, and then turns them to the side of Daredevil and Elektra.
You see, you're saying all these things that are very good and like make him seem like a good guy, but even when you were saying that, I was like, yeah, but what else is he teaching them? He's probably teaching them to like stab Daredevil in the back at some stage.
Everyone stabs Daredevil in the back at some stage. We've all done it. We've all thought about it.
Ironically, he never sees it coming.
He eventually would leave the Fist after disagreeing because Daredevil was starting to bring in patients too soon into their treatment. So he's like, no, they're not ready for field work. And Daredevil's like, nah, fucking get him in there. We need
Sounds
him.
Like Matt.
Yeah, that's him. And then sounds like Doc Samson, nice guy, really wants to help everyone.
Did he try to have sex with Elektra? Is the question.
Look, we've all stabbed Matt Murdock in the back.
Here, look, all I'm saying is, have you seen a photo of the lad? She'd be lucky. She'd land on her feet if he turned up at her door.
In terms of powers and abilities, he has built telepathic defences by himself. So he's learned to recognise when his mind is being probed by a telepath. And he's able to forcefully shock someone out of his mind by using the way Gamma amplifies rage. He uses that to bring all of his rage to the forefront of his thoughts, overwhelming the telepath and frightening them out of his brain.
You know what? I think, obviously, that is a bullshit reason to use the Gamma thing that they just made up. But I think that's actually a really cool idea that somebody came up with, to be like, this is how we can use the rage that he has taken from the Hulk, that he can now like control people, like basically get people out of his brain using it. It's like a weirdly, like really loose thread that someone came up with that's like, I think that kind of works, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, and on a character level, like, he's a psychiatrist. He would know how to recognise emotion and things like
anger, so, like, especially. Yeah,
so it kind of ties into that, and I just think that's a really cool addition to the character that, like, a different Hulk character wouldn't have,
So he's actually really unique in that he's like a Hulk-based character, but his powers come from his brain.
Yeah, he's his whole thing is controlling emotion.
Which is the opposite of what the Hulk is.
Yeah, the Hulk is like letting emotion take over. Like,
you know what? I actually think that's a really interesting idea for the character to like, because Hulk's villains are always just big, even more muscly men who just never win. So it's cool to have a villain of the Hulks who's like, I'm not that big. I kind of have to control my emotions in a different way to kind of win.
Yeah, and look, he's not even a Hulk villain. He's just Hulk adjacent. He's oftentimes
he's just around the Hulk.
He's just around the Hulk. Yeah.
But when you think about it from Betty's point of view, would you like the lad who lets his emotions overrun himself and he gets a bit out of hand, or would you like the lad who maybe is a bit more in control of his emotions, maybe more mature, understands everything, more emotionally capable of thought?
That's it. He's not like his father, I promise.
Well, other than all those times that he was like his father.
Couple of times, couple of slip-ups every now and again.
Slip-ups. That's what we're calling them now. He just has sex with a few people's wives. Haven't we all, right?
It
Don't be at him.
Every now and again.
Leave him be.
He also has all the usual gamma radiation enhancements. He has been transformed to have roughly 200 pounds of enhanced muscle, bone and connecting tissue added to his body. It also turned his hair green. He has superhuman strength. He's able to lift up to 75 tons. His strength doesn't fluctuate with surges of adrenaline or heightened emotional states like the Hulk's does. If he's angry, no matter how angry he is, his strength stays the same. The only strength alteration that happens is the longer his hair is, the stronger he is.
Fuck off.
Yeah, he's like the actual Samson.
So, in a way, if you shaved him while he was asleep, he's useless.
He'd still be quite strong, but yeah, it's a very easy way of, like, you know how they have to depower the Hulk every couple of years?
Yeah.
It's a very easy to do with Doc Samson. He just gets a haircut.
So, like, you distract him and then just somebody comes along with a scissors and, like, slices the back off.
Yeah, and there's bits where, like, his hair's been ripped out and stuff like that. Like,
you know what? It's a bullshit way to depower him, but at the same time, it's a very visual way. So you can kind of see it on a comic book happening in front of you, and then you're like, oh, they're definitely going to win now.
Yeah, and then, like, I don't know, he gets trapped in another universe and, like, 100 years passes for him and he comes back and his hair is, like, ass length.
Oh, shit. And then he's, like, the most powerful.
Fuck. Yeah, cool little moments like that. He's been able to leap approximately 600 feet straight up into the air.
Like myself.
He doesn't generate fatigue toxins, so he can work at peak capacity for about 24 hours before he starts to slow down. Superhumanly durable. He's able to resist bullets and blades as well as punches from the Hulk. He was able to fall 4,000 feet first, and land on the sidewalk below him absolutely fine. He retains his memories and cognitive abilities even though he has all of these Gamma Hulk powers.
So would he not absolutely just wreck anybody else who's not the Hulk?
He wrecks a lot of people, but he tends not to fight a lot. He is more of he's not great at fighting.
True, but I'm sure he could, like, rip Captain America in two.
Oh, 100%. But he doesn't, because he's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
He wants to have sex with Captain America's wife.
Who wouldn't? Have you seen him? Oh, Captain America. Yeah, either.
Both of them. Either of them. It doesn't matter to him.
Now, this one you're not going to like.
Great.
So all Hulk characters, they made Hulk magic as well. Hulk characters.
Yeah, that's good. That's very good. I love when that happens. Yeah, go on.
Any Gamma mutate can self-resurrect.
No, they can't.
Yeah, they can though. So when they die, they spend some time in a space governed by the one below all, and then a green door appears and they can just walk through that and go back into their body. The time it takes to resurrect shortens after every death. So the more he dies, the faster he comes back.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest thing to ever do to any character, surely.
I don't like when they make characters magic for no reason. Like with Spider-Man it happened.
Yeah, but, like, to have all of them be immortal makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
Where's the stakes in anything that if they even come back faster every time you kill them, then there's even less stakes every time you do the big fake out.
The Hulk, no, it is faster every time they die. They come back faster. So, like, it gets to the point that the Hulk comes back in like an hour or two. Like, it's insane.
But, like, the Hulk's whole thing is he can't be killed.
But that's why he can't be killed.
But I assumed it was because he's unkillable. Like, the very famous line from the Avengers is that, like, they put the gun in Mark Ruffalo's mouth, they shot, and the big guy spit the bullet out. Yeah. I kind of love that idea, but I don't like the part where, like, he falls on the ground dead for 45 minutes and then, like, resurrects and the bullet is in his mouth. Yeah,
so the Avengers thing is like, so Bruce Banner can't kill himself because the Hulk won't let that happen. But if the Hulk dies in Hulk form, then he's going to come back. If Bruce Banner were to somehow die without the Hulk appearing, then the Hulk will come back first and bring Banner with him.
Right, okay. So, what a stupid way to work that.
There's a really good run called Immortal Hulk, and it turns the Hulk into a horror Jekyll and Hyde thing, and it's really, really fun. It's written better than I'm explaining it, I will say. Yeah,
I suppose you can do it if it was just the Hulk. I would actually be okay with that.
Yeah, but it's any Gamma mutate. So, like, the Leader has this, Abomination has this, like, there's a whole bunch.
Well, then what's the point? Like, the idea would be, we'll rewrite it to be like that the Hulk and She-Hulk are the only ones that can do this. and all the villains can't do it for some unknown reason. They don't have enough gamma in them, or whatever you want to do it. But to have it for all of them, I just feel like it's not even just a Hulk thing, but any sort of medium, whether you're watching a TV show, a movie, comic book, if there's a character who can't die, it's kind of like, okay, fine if it's that one character, but if there's like 5 of them, you're like, well, then what's the point? What are we doing here?
And there was also a thing in X-Men comics where the X-Men just invented immortality. They figured out a way, like a system to do it. Stupid. And it's like, okay, what are we doing here? Like
when the Dark Phoenix comes down and she's like, we're going to destroy everyone on this planet, you're like, well, I mean, they're all immortal, so you can kind of do whatever the fuck you want, to be honest.
Yeah, and I know we joke about how, like, there's so many bullshit, like, oh, they resurrected, they came back, they're alive again. Like, but it has to be easier than saying, like, there must be a better way of, like, oh, they can just do it. They can just come back.
That I am much more willing to accept man or plot point of character goes into hell and fights for the soul of whoever's dead to get them back, rather than everyone's immortal, nobody can die.
Exactly, yeah. I'll even take a Lazarus pit. I'm like, here, there's this thing and it's dangerous, but you can do it.
But every time you come back, you can use it, but you come back insane.
Yeah.
More insane than you were.
Which would be cool to have a character like Doc Samson to try and recover from that then. You know?
I mean, that would be good. That would be good. Yeah, it's one of those plot points that I'm like, you don't need to do that. You can definitely rewrite it to bring them back, but this seems weird.
Yeah, it's an odd choice. Last thing, just the Marvel 1 to 7 rating system. He has a durability of 5, energy projection of 0, fighting skills of 0, strength of 6, intelligence of 4, speed of 2.
He can't even throw a kick or anything.
No, like he's just strong. Like but he has no tactics in a fight. He has no training in combat. He was a psychiatrist, like.
Yeah, he was too busy with the women.
Too busy getting around.
To be fair, he lived life to the full. When like someone's about to beat the shit out of him, he's like, look, I had a good one, didn't I? Okay, then.
His father's on his deathbed, single tear. I'm proud of you, son.
You shouldn't have trained in the gym once. Go to that fucking bedroom. What? That's my report on Doc Samson, Connor. What a report, Shaun. Always fun to hear about a Hulk character, even though they can be a bit dodgy. I'm thinking of you, the leader. So if you like what you heard here, we've done hundreds of these characters, covered lots of DC and Marvel characters. If you have a favourite one, just search for it. It'll probably be there. And if it's not, you just head over to our Instagram, our Facebook, our Twitter. We have a Facebook group, Detective Diddleman's Discussion Group. So just head on over there, make a comment, send us a message. Tell us what character you want us to do, because we have a list. We're working our way through them for all the recommendations. So we want to do the characters you guys want to hear about. And so if you've got a favourite one and you really want us to cover it, send it in. And most importantly, just tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
So I have been Conor and Lorraine.
I've been Shaun Meehan.
I shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.